Filibuster here, back discussing the Constitution, Section 5, Paragraph 2. This one's very important for what's a lot of discussion on lately the past few years. Here it is. Each House may determine the rules of its proceedings, punish its members for disorderly behavior, and with the concurrence of 2/3, expel a member. As we see, the first part says Congress decides how it's going to proceed, and each one gets to determine the rules for their proceedings. This is what allows the Senate to have the filibuster. The Senate decided that, hey, we're going to have the filibuster. Those are the rules for what we do, and that is where the constitutional justification for that is. Okay? Both the House and the Senate do have a rules committee that determine the rules, how they do things. They have an ethics committee for disorderly conduct. Now, disorderly conduct really isn't defined. It could be anything that they don't like. Usually it has to do, might have to commit some kind of crime. And two-thirds have to vote on removing somebody. This has happened. It's rare, but it's happened once in my lifetime during the Clinton administration. Congressman Jim Traficant got removed and then eventually was convicted of some crime and went to jail. So it's usually a removal for disorderly conduct is going to be for something that is close to a crime or very embarrassing. Maybe what Anthony Weiner did. He could have been removed, but his discipline was more or less he was stripped of all his committee assignments and he resigned. So that is kind of what the House does, or either the House or the Senate, to remove a member. But the important thing, remember, each House decides the rules of how they proceed and how they conduct themselves, and this is where the Senate filibuster comes in. Now, the Senate did, a few years back, got rid of the filibuster for appointment of judges, or for justices and judges, and what happened was the Democrats did this and the Republicans were able to take advantage of it when they were in power and put 3 justices on the Supreme Court without a filibuster. So that is why both parties are reluctant to get rid of it, because it can swing. And we have to understand that in the United States, the government was not designed as majority rule. That's not the idea of it. The idea was consent of the governed. And in the Federalist Papers, they did not want to have slim majorities after each election, imposing vastly different things as opposed to the other, what would be the minority, as far as who voted. And so they wanted slow progress on things, and so that is why the Constitution is designed for what it is, not for immediate things, but for slow progress towards something that the country gets behind, so they feel that their consent is there. And that is why the filibuster exists. So legislation has to really have more than just a mere majority of people supporting it. All right, that's it for today. Have a blessed day, and God bless America.